Urgent! News of a great global calamity. That is the title of today's statement, and an order has been issued from Allah to the awaited Al-Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani to announce to the world that COVID, the firm plan of Allah, will thoroughly and accurately annihilate 500 million adults out of each billion, including the dragon Xi Jinping, the president of China. The statement was written by the awaited Imam Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani on the 5th of March 2022, and it will be recited to you by one of his supporters. Perhaps all those who reach the rectitude and older among males and females in the world would like to say in one voice, "Oh man, what is this great calamity? You've indeed filled us with dread by the title of this statement." Then the author of the news replies to you and says, "The greatest calamity for the arrogant ones is if Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani was truly truthful in his claim to be the Caliph of Allah, Lord of the worlds, who created and perfected him and chose him to be his Caliph on the whole world. For 17 years I've been saying, O decision makers, their governments and all their peoples, I am Imam Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani. Allah has made me his Caliph on the whole world, so obey his command. As whoever obeys me has obeyed Allah, and whoever disobeys me has disobeyed Allah's command to obey his Caliph on the whole world, Imam Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani." Perhaps those who would not understand the truth from their Lord except with the painful torment of partners would like to say, "O Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani, we're sick of hearing you rave about this news for 17 years, saying, O mankind, indeed I am the Caliph of Allah and his servant, Imam Mahdi, on the whole world, and that Allah will achieve his purpose. O man, we're sick and tired of your rave about this news for 17 years, and you've been frightening us with the punishment of Allah if we do not worship him alone, no partners has he, and follow the fundamental verses of the book in the great Quran, and you've been striving diligently against us with it. What is wrong with you, man? Don't you ever get bored? Your statements are published everywhere on Google and all different social media platforms, but still no one believed you in the world except for a few men and women among different populations. If only Allah would torment us to believe you." Then Allah's Caliph Al-Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani replies to you and says, "O decision makers, the staff of their government and all their peoples, why do you want not to use your minds, hoping from Allah if I was truly the Caliph of Allah, Al-Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani, to let you believe the truth from your Lord before the torment of disgrace from the Lord of the worlds? And I see that you're insisting to be punished by Allah if Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani was truly Allah's Caliph on the words. And I would like to ask you, how do you want to be punished by Allah? Because if I warned you of the lesser torment of Allah through pouring floods, tsunamis, and fiery whirlwinds that ignite trees, then mushrooms fire towards homes, in addition to earthquakes that make you run out of your houses, or when Allah increases the intensity of earthquakes to reach 24 on the Richter scale so houses are collapsed over whoever Allah wills among you, thus they cannot escape due to the rapidity of the destruction of houses, those who deny Allah, whether they are disbelievers or Muslims among astronomers and climatologists, will say, these are natural disasters because of climate changes. As a result, those who do not use their minds will call them natural disasters like you did, and indeed they are like cattle, with all due respect to cattle when compared to them, but they are even more astray than cattle. Have they created the heavens and earth, or have they acquired control over them? Hence, no matter how Allah torments you through air, sea, or land, atheists among mankind will keep calling them natural disasters, until Allah destroys them, joining the wicked with each other, heaping them all together, and puts them into the fire. Therefore they say, had we but listened or used our intelligence, we wouldn't have been among the dwellers of the blazing fire. Furthermore, if I warned you of swarms of blood species that are created by Allah through His word be so it is, all atheists among human physicians would reply, as expected, These are just viral mutations and we shall coexist with corona. But far is that from happening. As to how would we coexist with death? May Allah Himself fight against you. How far you are turned back from the truth. But those whom you fool would believe you. And again, may Allah Himself fight against you. How perverse are you? The World Health Organization has announced tidings of the near end of the pandemic. But Allah's Caliph Al-Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani replies to you and says, Verily, Allah has opened against you a COVID of severe torment, as it is not a lesser torment anymore as it used to be, but far greater than it was at the beginning, because you've refused to turn back to Allah, Lord of the worlds, giving no importance to Him, and you did not humble yourselves at Him or invoke Him with submission. Also, you did not believe Allah's Caliph Al-Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani and believed the contradictory wrongdoing atheist human physicians that corona is just a temporary pandemic that shall pass. Certainly, whoever uses their minds cannot be fooled twice. Unlike those who do not use their minds, they have been fooled more than 1,000 times by atheists among human physicians. But I, Allah's global Caliph, Al-Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani, am the only one in this world to advise you with truth in regards to the so-called coronavirus and elaborate its future details without any contradictory information. And you'll find its truth in the series of the blood gnat of the children of Adam. Perhaps a questioner would like to say, O Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani, given that you know from Allah that which we do not know, according to your claim that you are the only one who knows the secret of coronavirus in this world, and you say that it is a global lesser torment from Allah, short of the greater torment that perhaps they may repent to Allah, your Lord and their Lord. Also, you state that coronavirus hits chests, meaning that it affects the hearts within chests, and since the early beginning, you deny that it is of the known respiratory diseases of corona. As you always say, it is not corona, but strains of somewhat like a gnat that you encompass not a thing about. Hence, does it make any sense that all this world is mistaken and you are the only one veracious in your call and religious and scientific verdicts? Then Allah's Caliph Al-Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani replies to you and says, That is the reason why nations before you had been destroyed, because as soon as Allah sends a servant for them to rectify their tenets and call them to worship Allah alone, no partners with Him, and warn them of Allah's punishment if they disbelieved in His call, they say the same utterances you said. Read the news of those before you in the clear verses of the Great Quran, when Allah the Exalted said, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, فقالوا أبشرا منا واحدا نتبعه إن إذن لفي ضلال وسعر ألقي الذكر عليه من بيننا بل هو كذاب أشر سيعلمون غدا من الكذاب الأشر صدق الله العظيم. For they said, a man alone from among us that we are to follow? Truly then we should be in error and distress or madness. Has the remembrance been sent down upon him from among us? Rather, he is an insolent liar. Tomorrow they will know who is the insolent liar. Chapter 54, verses 24 to 26. O the worlds, if you were still following the truth, Allah wouldn't have sent His global Caliph, Imam Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani, to rectify your beliefs, so he guides you through the glorious Quran to the path of Allah the Almighty, the Praiseworthy. And yes, I'm just a human like you, but I know from Allah that which you do not know. Also, my knowledge is not hypothetical or based on assumptions or percentages, but the true clarification of the Book of my Lord is undoubtedly 100% correct. Perhaps all questioners would like to say, Oh man, you've indeed filled us with dread with the title of the statement that says urgent news of a great global calamity. So what is it? Then Allah's Caliph Al-Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani replies to you and says, It is a firm plan of Allah by COVID that will annihilate 500 million out of each 1 billion people, and I am thoroughly truthful and accurate. Among them is the despicable dragon Xi Jinping, the president of China, who disobeyed the order of Allah's Caliph on the words. The early arrogant ones provide statistics of 0 deaths by corona, but they know they are liars even if infections were in millions every 24 hours. For instance, if infections were 1 million every 24 hours, they would announce 100 cases only. Even if cases reached 100 million in 24 hours, they would hide 99% of them. O Arabs and non-Arabs, lo and behold, is it reasonable that a country whose population is in billions, but its COVID cases are in tens and hundreds, while other countries whose populations are in millions, yet their cases are in hundreds of thousands? They are all liars and do not tell people the truth. And if Arab media professionals are asked why the cases in China are in tens, they would reply, China is putting an end to corona, and that is why you see they have been having 0 death cases a long time ago. It is as if they are anti-death. But I gave Xi Jinping, the enemy of Allah and his religion Islam, tidings of his death with COVID, the firm plan of Allah, so that the number of deaths would change from 0 to 1 at least, like Xi Jinping after tolerating him for years while they hide the torment of Allah. So, O wicked ones, who are you lying to? Well, it is you who have hastened it to hit you, and the words, who did not forbid you from torturing the helpless Muslims in the Republic of China. O Xi Jinping, the President of China, received the tidings of the COVID of no escape from death, along with all the arrogant and wicked ones of your like in the words. Verily, this is a command from Lord of the words to announce to the words the death of 500 million of each 1 billion adults through an order from Allah before the arrival of planet Saqar. In line with the word of Allah the Exalted, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. إن الله لا يستحي أن يضرب مثلا ما بعوضة فما فوقها فأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم وأما الذين كفروا فيقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا يضل به كثيرا ويهدي به كثيرا وما يضل به إلا الفاسقين الذين ينقضون عهد الله من بعد ميثاقه ويقطعون ما أمر الله به أن يوصل ويفسدون في الأرض أولئك هم الخاسرون. صدق الله العظيم. Indeed, Allah disdains not to set forth an example, that of somewhat like a gnat or what is above it, and those who have believed know that it is the truth from their Lord. But as for those who disbelieve, they say, what did Allah intend by this as an example? He misleads many thereby and guides many thereby. And He misleads not except the disobedient, who break the covenant of Allah after ratifying it, and sever that which Allah has ordered to be joined, and cause corruption on earth. It is those who are the losers. How could you disbelieve in Allah when you were dead, and He brought you to life, then He causes you to die, then He brings you back to life, and then to Him you will be returned. Chapter 2, verses 26 to 28. And within this verse lies the sign of torment through the war of the minutest soldiers of Allah, in order to manifest the global Caliph of Allah, Imam Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani. Perhaps one of the questioners would like to say, O Nasser Muhammad, we understood that Allah guides with it many thereby, but what is the secret that Allah intends? In His word, He misleads many thereby. Then Allah's Caliph Al-Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani replies to the questioners and says, these are the arrogant ones, who if they see the way of right guidance, they do not adopt it as way, so they have acted arrogantly towards the caller to Allah and His Caliph after the way of guidance to their Lord had been clear to them, and were too proud to take this path. And when they went astray, Allah led their hearts astray because of their outright pride, that they will never follow the caller to the truth from their Lord, and because of their arrogance, Allah has blinded their insight, in line with the word of Allah the Exalted, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. سأصرف عن آياتي الذين يتكبرون في الأرض بغير الحق وإن يروا كل آية لا يؤمنوا بها وإن يروا سبيل الرشد لا يتخذوه سبيلا وإن يروا سبيل الغي يتخذوه سبيلا ذلك بأنهم كذبوا بآياتنا وكانوا عنها غافلين. صدق الله العظيم. I will keep distracted from my signs those who behave arrogantly on earth without any right, and who, even if they see every sign, will not believe in them. They will not take the way of right guidance if they see it, but will take the way of error if they see that. This is because they denied our signs and paid them no heed. And this is not because they are astray, but they know with knowledge of certainty that Imam Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani is the promise of Allah to raise his Caliph on the whole world, who is Imam Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani, to perfect his light with him, even to the dismay of wicked ones. And I swear by Lord of the earth and heavens that Allah will perfect his light with his servant, however much the guilty might dislike his manifestation. Peace be upon the messengers and praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, Allah's Caliph and servant, Al-Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.